Your PowerPoint up.
Oh, and I added black slides.
Okay.
So if my right thing next, it's just I want to know what's finished. I got black slides.
Okay.
I just didn't know when to add this stuff.
That's okay. Alrighty. Hold on just a second. Let me pull up your bid sheet. There it is. Alright, whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Alright, so let's for a quick minute just close our eyes. And now let's imagine that we're back in elementary school or middle school or even high school. It's final hour of school. You've been through a long day of school, but what happens next? Some of you might go to after school programs. Some of you might go to a sports team where you have practice or a game. Some of you might go to a club where you play fun games or activities with your friends. But for some people, they go home and don't have the opportunity to participate in these type of activities. So education right now and in the past has been a very important part of our society. And what you might not have realized is after school programs and activities are increasingly more important to the educational process. And I plan on showing you that and the importance of after school programs and activities through what exactly are after school program and activities, the history of after school program and activities, what is done during, but also what is done when students aren't a part of after school programs, and finally the benefits. So like you, I've gone to school, and like some of you, I've gone to after school programs and activities. But having recently worked in after school programs for the past 5 or so years, I've been able to see both sides. And with both of those sides, I can see that after school programs are important to a student's educational process and success. So today I'm hoping you'll be able to learn why after school programs and activities are important and their benefits. So let's begin with what are after school programs and the history of them. So we all basically know what after school program activities are, but let's go more in depth. So another definition for after school programs is OST, which is out of school time, which basically means time spent out of school. And that can range from different clubs and activities such as homework help through after school programs, sports like games and practices, clubs like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and other ones, and then lessons like for instruments like piano lessons. But the thing that's similar between all of these is that they're all in a safe space. So according to the journal, After School Programs in the 21st Century, Their Potential and What It Takes to Achieve It, published by the Harvard Family Research Project, it states after school programs and activities support working families by keeping their children engaged and in a safe environment while the parents are at work after school. So having that basic knowledge of after school programs, let's get to the history. According to the journal After School Programs in America, Origins, Growth, and Popularity in Politics, published by the Journal of Youth Development, it states after school programs emerged from changes in children's participation in labor forces and formal schooling. This journal continues with the rise of women's participation in paid labor forces created the need for child supervision, which was no longer met by the former traditional family rules where dad would work all day and mom would stay home and watch the kids. And this increased during and after World War II, which was the year of 1945. This journal continued to discuss some statistics. So in 1995, 38% of women who had children ages 6 to 17 were employed. This continued to increase, where in 1965, 46%, to 1975, 55%, 1985, 70%, and to most recently, 2004, which 78% of women who had children ages 6 to 17 were employed. So knowing what after-school programs are and the history of them, let's get into what is done during after-school programs. You can go back one. Yeah. So, like we discussed earlier, there are different types of after-school programs that can range from homework help or to a sports team. And all these different kinds of activities, there's so much that can be done. So me personally, I work at a Kids Plus program, which is an after-school program in Champaign. And our basic schedule is they come in, have snack, some homework help, and then they play games until they get picked up. But what is not seen in the schedule is the interactions that are created between kids. So one of the interactions that I see is a fourth grader reading to a group of kindergartners who kindergartners can't read, so they like getting read to, or kids from different grades talking about Fortnite or something that happened over the weekend. So what is done during after-school programs and activities isn't the only thing we have to consider. It's also what is happening to children that are not part of after-school programs and activities. So according to the journal After School Child Care Programs, published by the Future of Children, states some after-school programs target children from low-income families who live in high-crime neighborhoods and seek to provide a safe haven, foster self-esteem and strong cultural identities, and help children overcome academic deficiencies. In another article titled "Analysis for Determining Factors That Place Elementary Students at Risk," published by the Journal of Educational Research, it states that children who are academically at risk usually fall into these categories, where they have behavior and coping skills, they have problems with that. They are socially withdrawn, their family income, their parents, their language development, their retention, and attendance. So having an after-school program or activity can help give these kids a safe environment where they can grow and hopefully succeed in their goals, either academically or non-academically. So knowing basic information about after-school programs, the history, what is done during, but most importantly, what happens when students are not a part of one. Let's get into the benefits. According to the journal, the impact of after-school programs promote personal and social skills, published by the Collaborative of Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning. It estimates that more than 7 million children in the U.S. are without supervision for some period of time after school. And during this unsupervised time, it puts youth at risk of negative behavior or not being in a safe environment. This article does continue to state the positive side of after-school programs are the youth benefits. The children benefit from engaged time in a safe environment and offers positive interactions with adults and peers. So being a part of an after-school program already benefits the students. According to the journal, after-school program benefits challenge, benefits, challenge, and opportunities, published by Murray State University, it states that developing social skills affects how a student acts in certain situations during his or her life, and after-school programs offer this opportunity for children to learn these type of skills. This article continues with, after-school programs develop a sense of belonging, and the student feels more inclined to interact with students that they do not normally spend time with during the day, which is, as I stated earlier, a fourth grader reading to a group of kindergartners, or just boys or other children talking about Fortnite or what they do over the weekend. This article continues with, these skills help build confidence and stay with a student for the rest of their life, with academics and professional once they get to that stage. Finally, after-school programs build strong connection of foundation of wellness. So, in summary, understanding that after-school programs and activities are a part of the student's success in school and their overall development. It shows why after-school programs and activities are becoming more important. To achieve a student's goals, either academically or non-academically. Now, being able to be more informed on what after-school programs are, the history of them, what happens during, but most importantly, what happens when a child is not a part of one, and finally knowing the benefits, you're able to be more informed of this situation. So, finally, after-school programs and activities started or have been around since World War II, and participation has slowly increased over the years, but still, as stated earlier, there are 7 million children who are not able to participate in after-school programs and are not able to be a part of this thing, this program where they can succeed and reach their academic goals and non-academic goals. So today, I hope you'll agree with me that after-school programs and activities are very important to the educational process. Thank you.